Now You See Me 2013. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Mystery Recap. In today's video, we're going to recap a 2013 movie named Now You See Me, so stick with us till the end. At the beginning of the movie, one of the magicians, Daniel, plays cards to show off his magic tricks. The scene cuts to another horseman named Merritt. He is the best at hypnotizing people and can make anyone do anything he wants. The scene cuts to a boat where Jack is performing magic for the people on the boat. Finally, Henley's magic show in Los Angeles comes on screen. Here, a mysterious man who has been watching the four of them do magic shows and tricks shows up. What's his name? We don't know the answer until the end of the movie. The four of them finished their work and then found a tarot card. On the card, there was a picture of an eye, as well as a date and an address. The card has an address, so the four of them go to that building. The building's room was locked. Jack breaks the lock and goes inside. They find a glass with water in it and a rose. They keep the rose on the water, and all of a sudden, fog comes up from the ground and a projector lights up to show them a design for a show. It means that they have to work together from now on. After a year, the scene changes to show the four of them putting on a magic show in Las Vegas. Here, we meet two new people whose names were Arthur and Thaddeus. Arthur is a great businessman and he pays for this show. Thaddeus is an old man who works to show how magicians cheat, and he did the same thing in this show. He was taking a video of the show so that he could show it to other people. The four of them did a lot of tricks, and the last one was to rob a bank. They pick a man from the crowd and call him up to the stage, where they ask him for his bank information. Daniel gives the man a card on stage and asks him to sign it and put it in his pocket with his show ticket. Jack and Merritt give him a helmet that will keep him in touch with the show. The man was about to go to the bank. Henley uses her magic to bring a teleportation machine to the stage. They will use this to send the man to the bank. The man puts his card into the machine and goes straight to the Paris bank. After a while, we could see that the man on the show's big screen. The man was in the bank's locker room and saw a lot of cash. With the help of that helmet, Daniel shows the man where to go and tells him to put the sign card and the show ticket on the money. The man does the same thing he said they told him to do, which was to push a button on the helmet. When the man presses the button, the money starts to fly up into the air and land in the bank's air vents. The money then starts to come to where the show was. The magic surprised everyone. The bank then opened and saw that the card has been signed and that the ticket, but not the money, was in the locker room. They tell the police, who come and catch the man whose signature was on the card, and then the Four Horsemen. All of them are looked into, but they find nothing, because the four of them tricked the police into thinking they didn't do anything wrong. Here, we found Dylan, an FBI agent who is in charge of the robbery investigation. He doesn't believe any of them, so he starts to look into them on his own. He finds Thaddeus, who is the only magician who can be caught. Then Dylan went to Thaddeus' house and started asking questions about the magic show, but there was still another puzzle. 30 years ago, a magician named Lionel Shrike was found out by Thaddeus. Thaddeus tried to help Lionel Shrike get his career back on track, but Lionel Shrike died inside a safe while trying to escape. Dylan asks Thaddeus if he is sad that Lionel Shrike passed away. Thaddeus tells Dylan that Lionel Shrike was so stupid that he died. Thaddeus then shows how the Horsemen used a fake vault under the Las Vegas stage and explains that they stole the money before it got to the bank by replacing it with flash paper that lit up when the vents were turned on without leaving any smoke or residue. He says that they used a man in the audience who had already been hypnotized to help with the final trick. He also says that the man was dropped into the vault below the stage. Thaddeus and the FBI follow the Horsemen to their next show in New Orleans, where they give more than $140 million from Tressler's private accounts to people in the audience whose insurance claims were denied by Tressler's company after Hurricane Katrina. The magicians get away, and Tressler hires Thaddeus to find them because they robbed him. Alma thinks that the Horsemen have something to do with the Eye, an elite group of magicians who are so skilled that many people think they can use real magic. The Eye steals from the rich to give to the poor. Alma also thinks that the Horsemen might be getting help from someone. The Horsemen replaced Dylan's cell phone with a bugged copy so they could stay ahead of the investigation. The FBI tracked Dylan's real phone to his New York apartment, where three of the Horsemen ran away while Jack stayed behind to destroy their documents. As the police try to catch him, he loses control of his car and crashes into the Queensboro Bridge, setting it on fire. Dylan finds papers that show that the Horsemen's next crime will be to steal millions of dollars from the Elkhorn Company's safe. One of the FBI agents was put under hypnosis and was told to put the safe on a truck. When the safe goes missing, the FBI finds the truck and intercepts it, only to find that it only has balloon animals in it. It turns out that the safe was just a fake. They all go to 5 Points to see the Horsemen's last show. When the magicians come out, they say goodbye to the crowd. Alma stops Dylan from shooting them as they jump off the roof, and the Horseman runs away in a shower of fake money. Thaddeus' car is searched, and the real money from the Elkhorn safe is found there. He is arrested because it is thought that he worked with the Horseman. Dylan visits him in jail, and Thaddeus figures out that the Horseman tricked the FBI into following the fake safe. This let Jack, who faked his death by using a dummy car and a body stolen from a morgue, break into the real safe, which was never stolen but was hidden behind a big mirror to make the FBI think it was, and frame Thaddeus with his stolen money. Thaddeus figures out that Dylan is the mastermind behind the Four Horsemen plots. This proves that Alma was right to think that Dylan was behind the plans. Dylan meets Daniel, Merritt, Henley, and Jack at the Central Park Carousel to welcome them to the Eye. Thaddeus tells Dylan that he was set up while they're both in jail. He tells Thaddeus how the Four Horsemen stole the money from the safe by hiding it behind a big mirror to make the FBI think it had already been taken, and by faking Jack's death with a copy of a standard-issue FBI car and a body stolen from a morgue. After the FBI left, Thaddeus stole the money from the real safe and put it in his car, but he can't figure out how they did it all by themselves. He then realizes that there was a fifth horseman, but it wasn't him or Alma, but rather Dylan. Dylan was the mastermind behind the whole plan, but Thaddeus can't figure out why. Dylan tells Thaddeus that he wants Thaddeus to be locked up behind bars for the rest of his life. He goes to see the Four Horsemen again, where they find out that he is the mysterious benefactor who brought them all together. They are shocked. He starts them off in the Eye. Alma finds an old newspaper article in her current paper when she goes back to Pont des Arts in France. The article is about a magician who tried to do a trick underwater, but ended up drowning and leaving his family with nothing. Dylan shows up and says that he is the drowned magician's son. He made the Horseman plan to get back at Thaddeus for making his father look bad, the bank in Paris and Tressler's company for not paying the insurance on his father's death, and the Elkhorn company for making the faulty safe that his father used in his trick in the Horseman's last act. The company may have made good bank safes, but the metal used in Dylan's father's safe was of a lower quality, which caused it to bend and contributed to his death. Dylan was poor until the Eye found him and hired him. He says that he planned everything except for meeting Alma and falling in love with her. She thinks for a short time about turning Dylan in, but in the end she decides not to because she thinks some mysteries are better left unsolved. She puts a lock on the fence to show that this is one more secret to keep hidden. She throws the key into the sign, and then we hear the voices of the horsemen saying that they could be anywhere, watching. And on the count of 3, they tell the audience to open their eyes. Dylan tells Alma that he is Lionel Shrike's son when they meet at the Pont des Arts in Paris. He made the Horseman to get back at the people who were responsible for his father's death. The accident happened because of a broken safe at the Elkhorn Company. Thaddeus Bradley ruined his father's career, and the Credit Republican and Tressler insurance companies didn't pay out his father's life insurance. Alma agrees to keep Dylan's secret because she has fallen in love with him as well. She and Dylan put a love lock on the railing and throw the key into the sign. In a scene that happens in the middle of the credits, the horsemen drive to an empty junkyard and find a set of locked crates with the Eye symbol on them. So guys, that's it for today. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more movie recaps. Also, comment on your favorite movie name that you'd like to get an explanation on. Thanks for watching.